just move the camera. That's better, a bit more central. Morning everybody, my name is Nicola and I am simply a stitcher. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, and I notice I have had a bit of a jump in subscribers lately, it's great to have you. And if you're returning as ever, thank you very much for coming and spending some more time with me today. So today it is Tuesday the 25th of April and this is Flosstube number 41, and I'm going to update you with my progress over the last week. And we've had some good progress. It's been a good week. So first of all, I'm going to get the big thing out of the way, and I have a finish. If you're following me on Instagram, you will have already seen this, but this is the mock-up for it, and it is Polar Bear and Cub, charted by Jules over at Stitching Jules Designs. And thank you very much, Jules. She asked me if I wanted to stitch this, and of course I said yes. Well, she actually offered me the choice of any of her patterns, but of course I said yes. I shall stitch one of yours, Jules, no problem. So last week I had about 1800 stitches to do, something daft like that, and I managed to get through them this week. And as a result, the piece is now finished. It still needs a wash and a press, so but there we go. One Polar Bear and Cub, all done. Right, move closer, and I stitched it on 18 count Aida 2/1 full cross, and the details are just fabulous in it. There was a lot of white stitching in this, but I didn't mind. 23,000 something stitches, I think 23,800 or something like that. Yeah, 23,800 stitches. But yeah, it is a finish, and thank you very much indeed, Jules, for giving me the opportunity to work on this beautiful piece. And I think I've enabled a couple of people as well into going across to your website and taking a look. So that's the first one out of the way. Now, in no particular order, so the next piece to show you is this one, Heaven and Earth Design, artwork by Aimee Stewart, and this is a stitching shelf. I'm doing the regular size max colour version of this piece. And thank you all very much for your comments after the last video about the cat, about spotting the cat. So on this one, last time we were at 12.30%, we're now at 12.57, and here's the cat. I've just carried on working along here and into sort of this part here. I've got a park thread here, which is where I've sort of finished off stitching. So hopefully another session and we'll be at the end again, or another 2 sessions and we'll be at the end again. So yeah, loving how this one is coming along. The big bars are definitely working. Okay, so next piece that I worked on is this one, and it's the Realm of Middle Earth map. It's, well, some debate about whether this is retired or not, but it's from Tilton Crafts. This is my second biggest project. Last time this was out on the channel, which was about 3 weeks ago, it's been a while since this one's had any work, we were at 27.05%. We've just moved up very slightly to 27.17%. So, large piece. I really should have pre-folded this out, but you know how it is. There we go. And I've continued filling in this here. You'll see this on my Stitch With Me this week. Lots of filling in stitches. So, you know, I could get quite a lot done on the Stitch With Me, because it's literally just filling in really. But yeah, another couple of enjoyable days on that. So let's pop that one away before we get it confused. excuse me. And the last full coverage piece that I've worked on, again, I think this one was in a stitch with me this last week. Yes, it was. It's this one. Heaven and Earth Designs Envy. Artwork by Marta Dahlig. One of the 7 Deadly Sins, number 2 for me. I've already completing Avarice. So, from 18.71 to 19.12%. And we've just continued moving down on her skirt. I'm still wanting to find the bottom on this piece. But yeah, it looks amazing. I mean, there's lots of different colours in that. You can't, it doesn't really sort of pick up much on the, oh, that's probably best. But there's a lot of different colours in this. You know, when you've got sort of, it looks green, but there are 90 colours in the piece. So, anyway, so that is that, and that is all the full coverage. Now, because I'm terrible at remembering to tell you what fabrics, what counts, how I'm stitching it, what method, I'm just going to put all the information in the box down below as usual. So if you want to know anything about what fabric, etc., go and take a look at in the description box below. So that was all my full coverage pieces that I've worked on. And guess what? I've forgotten something. One moment. It absolutely never fails, and I actually forgot the stitching, believe it or not just a cover or something. So the other piece that I've worked on this week is my Classic Embroidery Yorkshire Map. And if you'd have been on my Instagram, you will have seen some recent progress on this. I am down to 4 landmarks left and the border. Can I complete these before the end of the month? It's the 25th of April. Fingers crossed. Hi, cat. You're going to come say hi? Come say hi. Come on. There we go. Oh, no, she's not. She's been fed. So this one, just pop it out the frame. It's been stitched on 28 Linda in an ivory colour, and like I said, you'll have seen some progress on Instagram, but not the full thing. So there we go. That's how this one is looking. So as you can see from last week, we've had significant progress down on sort of the bottom end. More specifically, we've had a Beverly, hold on, it's awful to hold these, Beverly Minster, Humber Bridge, I don't know if that was in last week. So this one is, oh no, that's Beverly Minster. Conisbrough Castle, which is actually the nearest landmark to where I live. Leeds Civic Hall and Haworth House. And we've had some more little bits of writing that have gone in as well. So here I've got the start of the next motif, which is Fountains Abbey, and then I've got Malham Cove, Bronte Parsonage and Ripon Cathedral to input, and then the border, and then I've got some French knots and some gold to put in, because a lot of these motifs, they have got like garden areas on them, which have got some French knots, and the cathedral. So York Minster, Ripon Cathedral, Beverly Minster have all got some gold in them as well. So very pleased with how that one is coming along. And Andy finally sort of twigged what I was doing, and moving over to Hall, he said, oh, it's all places in Yorkshire. And I went, yeah. And he went, now bear in mind I've been working on this for over 3 weeks, and he went, oh, I wonder if they do a Lincolnshire one. And I went, well, the company's no longer trading, but you might still get one from Choices Needlework. So Andy goes so diddly-dee on his computer, and he finds it. That was not meant to happen. So, right, it's the right way around. So he's found a map of Lincolnshire, which is Andes County. And as you can see, there's a lot less places on it than Yorkshire, so it's not going to be as long a stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There are 11 places of interest on there. Now, I will be stitching this twice, because I'll stitch it for Andy, but and I'll also stitch it as a gift. Now, in this kit, it is coming on, it's an Aida. It looks like a 14 count, this one. So I might switch it out for some, I've got some white even weave, I might switch it out for that. It's like a creamy coloured sort of Aida. Because again, there's a lot of fractionals in this for building shapes and windows and all the rest of it, and I think if I try and stitch it on Aida, I'll end up with very sore fingers. So that is a little bit of haul. Right, okay, so last thing to just briefly touch upon is how my stitching is going to run in the future. So I have now 6 full coverage projects, and if you've been watching this channel a little while, you'll know that what I try and do is work on each piece for 2 days and then switch it to another piece. And now with the 6 projects, I am at a point where I can stitch 2 days on each piece. It'll take 12 days. So for example, if I stitched Envy on the Monday and Envy on the Tuesday, the next time it will come into rotation is a week on Saturday, and a week on Sunday, I think, if I've got that right. So it's not like Envy will be always on a Monday. The next time it comes out, it'll be 2 days early because of 12 days in a fortnight, you know, instead of 14 in a fortnight. So what it means is that for me, in my head, when I'm doing my stitch with me's, I'm not going to be sat thinking, what am I going to do my stitch with me on this week? Well, let's have a look and see what's been out on the channel recently. I'm now going to have this routine. Like this week I've got 2 stitch with me's coming up. I have an alternative and an ASMR first. So that will be with my Aframov piece, and then my alternative will be with She Sleeps, and then next week, I haven't got my book so I can't look at the pattern, but it'll be whatever comes up on next week, but it won't be those 2 pieces. They won't be picked up again for a couple of weeks. So yeah, it's making things easier for me because I don't have to worry about how I'm going to rotate pieces, what am I going to work on this week. Because I was thinking last week, how can I make it fair that all of my pieces get a touch? And this is the only way I can sort of work out. I mean, the classic case in point is Realm of Middle Earth. I had it out sort of this last week, but the last time it was out on the channel was at the end of March, mid-March, so it's been about a month, and I really don't want to sort of be leaving a piece that long before I touch it. So I figure every piece gets 2 days, there are 6, so every 12 days we go back to the beginning. And it just means, like I said, that I'm not having to think about what I'm going to put out for my stitch with me's. And the other thing is that I just want to briefly mention as well, I can't show it you because it's on my phone and I'm filming on my phone. There is an app called Stitch Pal, and I had a little bit of fun on Instagram this week because I inputs when I'd worked on Realm of Middle Earth. I input some details on Stitch Pal, and it told me I would finish it in like 2053 or something silly like that. Now, just explain what Stitch Pal is. So Stitch Pal is an app where you can track your stitching progress. If you've not heard of it, it's a free app on the Play Store for Android. I don't know about iOS, but I know it's available on Android. What you do with it is you input the pattern, the details, so how many stitches it's got, and then on every day that you work on it, you input how many stitches that you've worked, and it'll tell you what remains, and you can either set a target date, and it'll tell you that to reach that date you need to do X amount of stitches a day, or at your current rate of stitching you will complete your pattern on whatever day. And like I said, I had a bit of fun this week on Instagram because it said 2053 for Realm of Middle Earth, and then I put in 1 day's work on it and I knocked nearly 5 years off. So StitchPal is a great app because it helps to keep me on track with progress. I also track how many full coverage stitches I've done in the year as well, and at the moment I'm at sort of 66,500 full coverage stitches in so far during 2023, which isn't bad. So as well as that, I mean, you can set it up in whatever context you want, so either as an individual pattern or you're stitching as a whole, which is what I've done. I've got both on there, and I've got the Realm of Middle Earth, Envy, She Sleeps, Stitching Shelf, Maui Princess and Night Cafe all on there. So for each individual one, if I don't set a target date, it tells me that at this rate this is when you're going to finish the pattern. Speaking of finishers, I want to bump Maui Princess up a little bit, so when I do get any extra time after doing my monthly stitch, Maui Princess will be getting some extra time, because I think in terms of percentage, because I think we're about 48%, something like that, 40 nearly 47%, not far off. That one I want to be finished next, and then once I finish Maui Princess, I think I will bring in another full coverage into rotation. So I want to sort of keep it at 6 full coverage at the most if I can. I don't really feel comfortable with, I mean, I had sort of 8 or 9 at one point, and Christmas, the window of Christmas, I've not touched for a while. I'll probably have a look at that sort of later on this year, because it's a Christmas piece now. I'm not in the Christmas stitching mood. It's only April, we haven't even had spring yet. So yeah, I'll keep on with that really later on in the year. So that's the way things are going for me at the moment. I also want to just give a quick shout out and a thank you to Peace, Love and Stitches, who mentioned me in a video. Very interesting that she's also doing She Sleeps, but the Mareka version of it, which is a non-full coverage. I didn't even know that Mareka, I knew about Mareka kits, but I've never really sort of looked on and explored them. I didn't know that they were doing it. Obviously mine was a Heaven and Earth design. But yeah, go and have a look at her channel. She's a relatively new Flosstuber. I will leave a link in the description below, so you know, pop across and just show us some support, guys. I think she'd much appreciate that. But yeah, other than that, that's all I have to say today, and I will see you later this week for a stitch with me. So take care, happy stitching, thanks for watching, thank you for subscribing, and if you haven't done so, why not? It's free, go ahead and do it, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye for now.